So I'm going to keep this short, but I've got something to say about Mehdi Hasan and his recent attack on Barack Obama. This is what Obama tweeted out. This was on October 9th. He writes, "After 2 years of unimaginable loss and suffering for Israeli families and the people of Gaza, we should all be encouraged and relieved that an end to the conflict is within sight, that those hostages still being held will be reunited with their families, and that vital aid can start reaching those inside Gaza whose lives have been shattered. More than that, though it now falls on Israelis and Palestinians, with the support of the US and the entire world community, to begin the hard task of rebuilding Gaza, and to commit to a process that, by recognising the common humanity and basic rights of both peoples, can achieve a lasting peace." And then this is what Mehdi Hasan tweeted in response. He writes, "Why does Israel have families, but Gaza just have people?" Okay, so this is the first time I think, at least that I've seen, where calling someone a person, or the Palestinians people, is offensive. Somehow this denigrates them or minimizes their suffering or makes them less human. This is completely crazy. And I think Hasan knows this, so I don't know why he's playing this game, right? So it rests on kind of rhetorical framing choice rather than evidence of bias or dehumanization. So let's break this down for a second. Obama's wording was situational and not discriminatory. In the quoted post, Obama was addressing two distinct groups in different circumstances. The Israeli families, he was referring specifically to the hostages and those who lost relatives, highlighting the family unit because hostages would be reunited with their families. And then people of Gaza, he was speaking about the broader civilian population suffering from bombardment, displacement, and humanitarian crisis. Using people here is pretty natural because the suffering is collective and societal, not centered around hostages being reunited with family members. So Hasan's tweet implies that Obama intentionally gave Israel a humanizing term, families, while reducing Gazans to faceless people. But in the context, the terms they're not counterparts, right? Obama's family is a subset of Israelis directly tied to hostages, and Obama's people, the entire Gazan civilian population. So the unit of reference are different because the situations differ, not because Obama thinks Gazans don't have families. I mean, that would be crazy. So families and people are both humanizing terms. Can you have one without the other? He talks about the people in Gaza whose lives have been shattered. This is saying that Palestinians don't have families. This is what we call in the game a straw man argument. And I think Hasan knows he's doing that. And he's issuing purity tests again to other liberals who aren't sufficiently down with the cause. Now, look, I like Mehdi Hasan on a number of issues. Don't like him on a lot of other stuff. But he knows better than this. And I really don't understand why he's doing this. This is a false equivalence. He's assuming that Obama should have used an identical phrasing, right? Israeli families versus Gazan families. But this isn't appropriate when you're talking about completely different realities. Gazans are basically under siege, right, by the Israeli military. The Israeli people are not. But there are families of Israelis who are still languishing inside tunnels somewhere in Gaza. Okay, so this is totally spurious. It's just a normal rhetorical choice. This is just a normal sort of phrase that now Hasan has turned into some moral purity test. So yeah, this really irritates me about the left when they issue these purity tests, that Obama has to now write that every time he refers to the Palestinians with families. No, come on, do better than that.